knocking at random people's doors and offering to help with training their dogs.
Hello, can I help?
Hello, I heard your dog's barking for a very long time. I was walking by.
Oh, no, you're not one of the neighbours, are you? Because I just have to put them outside because they are quite noisy.
Oh, no, I'm actually visiting from the US, and I just go to random people's doors. I knock, and I offer them some dog training. I'll show you a little bit of what I do. I'm on YouTube, and I just travel helping people like that have fear issues and aggression and any type of behavior issues and obedience. And I heard your dogs were barking a lot, so I figured maybe I can give you some help.
Okay, Jay? Yeah? And there's somebody here who says that he can help with our dogs barking?
Yeah, you can look me up on YouTube. I train a lot of dogs and I travel around. I'm actually visiting right now from Los Angeles.
Okay. Have you got any videos or?
Yeah, you go to my YouTube with the Dog Daddy.
Okay. Okay, yeah?
Yeah, give it a try. If I cannot help you within like the first 10 minutes, you can tell me to leave.
Okay, yeah, we'll
You want to give it a try?
Yeah, we'll give it
Okay, so how many dogs do you have?
3.
3? Alright. So what are some of the behaviors that you need to work on?
She has been reactive towards other dogs, also her barking when people come to the door, when the doorbell goes, and when I have family over, sometimes her barking as well is their behaviour in general. The man with those
How do they do on a leash when you walk them?
badly, so the Dalmatian really pulls, and it doesn't matter what I do, she'll just pull through. And they can see like water, then my Dalmatian will go off and she'll be in it. It doesn't matter if I call her back, she'll just go.
The first thing we should do is take the dogs out for a walk.
Yeah.
If that's okay. Take them on a leash so we can start working on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, see?
They always walk like this?
Yeah.
Try to hold them back. Is it really this difficult all the time?
Yeah.
Okay, so oh my god. Okay, so let's try to stop. Try to hold them back a little bit. Okay, let's try to keep them still here. Lots of barking. Okay, we're gonna be working on that. Okay, so with the barking, we gotta be able to intervene. You know, she gets really excitable, so we gotta go here and apply some pressure on the collar, on the leash. You can also do this little touch. Because see, that's a sensitive area, it's ticklish. It doesn't hurt them, but it really gets their attention. They'll feel it. So here, enough. So when I do that, the nice thing about this technique is that I only have to do it a couple of times. And then she'll understand the command. Because see, when I did, I said, leave it, quiet, enough. I use those commands when I use that technique because the technique is really effective. So she screams because it startles her. It gets her attention, but then she learns the command. Then I can just look at her, leave it. And she'll have more respect for just the verbal command. Come. So we're going to try to keep her walking slowly. And we're going to keep reminding her that she's supposed to walk slowly here with us. Hey. Sit. Gotta build that self-control. As you can see, I already put a different collar on this dog to help with the pulling a little bit because they pull very hard right now and you need something that allows you to get their attention. So I would recommend we put the prong collar also on your 2 dogs to help them slow down the pulling a little bit.
I would rather not put a prong collar on my 2.
How come? You see, it's very effective with her.
Because I feel like I don't like the way that they look, and I don't want...
You don't like the way that they look?
No.
Well...
because they look like they're there to hurt them.
To hurt the dogs? Okay, so the way that I use the collar, and I'm going to show you first, I have one here, I can show you with my hand. You can see like right now they're pulling really hard, there's a lot of tension on their throats. Every time you're walking them, see she's coughing, there's a lot of pressure on your arms and on the dog's neck. And you need something, look how easily I can redirect this one and how much pressure I have to apply on that one. and that's that constant tension on her neck all the time. Now, the collar, if used correctly, it's not going to hurt them at all. I'm going to show you on my hand. They're not like a tool to torture the dogs. It's more to be able to get their attention. The reason that it's so effective and the reason they get their attention is because of the sensation that it delivers around the dog's neck. So it's not a matter of pain. As long as it's used correctly, it won't cause pain. So the tips of the prongs are very rounded. I always make sure they're not sharp, so they're not going to cut the dog. I can even punch on them. Normal, it won't hurt my hand. I can feel it, but it won't hurt or puncture my hand at all. And it'll be the same thing on the dog's neck. The other thing is that I like to introduce it to them very slowly. Introduce it properly to get the dog conditioned to the collar so that they know how to respond to it. And basically they learn to respond to it because, again, it gets the attention through the sensation on the neck, and then it can use body language and basically commands that the dog may already know to guide them to do the things that you want. So both sit and walk next to you. She won't be doing all this pacing. There's a lot of confusion because, see, when I pull back here, she's willing to be choked on the collar and she won't respond. And when you pull on the prong collar, on the other hand, I can use 2 fingers. I go here and I communicate with the dog. See, again, with that one, every time I pull, it doesn't do anything to her.
Am I doing more damage to her neck with a normal collar? Like,
absolutely, yeah, because see, you can feel all the tension on your arm, and what I'm going to show you, if you allow me, when I put the prong collar on her, you're going to see all that tension going away. When you have to redirect her, you're actually going to be using very little tug. It's so tight, so little that you won't feel all this tension on your arm, and the same thing goes for her neck.
yeah.
If you want to try again, if you feel like it's not working or it's hurting her, we can stop.
I feel like I'll try it and then see
how she responds. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I would go about putting it on her properly. Again, to make sure that she's not getting traumatized because it's something new. It's a little scary. Just so that it can look scary, it can also feel scary to the dog because it's a foreign object going on their necks. But if it's introduced properly, like I said, the dog gets adjusted to the collar and they learn to respond to it, and they'll be very comfortable wearing it. Yeah. And you can tell she's still doing some of the whining, but she's already holding herself back. Yeah. Of course, it takes time for them to completely get trained and realize that they have to hold themselves back more. She's really excited to go, but she's nowhere near the way that they are pulling. And if I start to walk, as you see here, she's going to stay closer to me. And look, the other one is pulling over there. And this one, I'm holding her lightly, and I'm able to hold her back. See how she's all over the place?
Yeah.
It's going to be very constant, pulling back all the time. Look how much pulling I have to do. And I'm pulling back, pulling back, pulling back. And I'm using a lot of force. It's holding my arm, it's holding my hand, and it's all the tension is going on her neck. When this one, I'm holding her back here with 2 fingers with my other hand. And see, she's coughing, he's choking herself. So, you want to try?
Yeah, no, I will try that.
Okay, so let's bring them over there again. Okay, so with this particular type of prong collar, because all of them are a little bit different, with this one, you can actually go over her head like this. So we're going to put it here gently, and you can see when she feels even just the prongs, it's not hurting, but you can see that her body is responding to it because of the sensation. So it gets their attention to a very extreme level, meaning it's a good thing. It is the only thing that you have to keep in mind is that you have to use very little pressure compared to if she didn't have it on. You should have to apply pressure just enough to get her attention, but you're going to realize it's a lot less because it delivers a lot of that sensation around the neck, which gets the dog's attention. So when I first put it on them, you want to make sure it's fit correctly. So right now it's sitting snugly, touching her neck. It's not pushing in, but it's not floppy and going down here. It's sitting close behind her, the top of her head, close to the ears. The next thing, you see how she's still leaning on the regular collar? There's a lot of tension going on. The leash is straight. There's a lot of tension on my arm. I'm going to go here and pull back on the prong collar a little bit. We're going to do it slowly. Because we're teaching her that when she feels that, she should respond and give in to the pressure. And that's what you see she's doing that. She's backing up, what she wouldn't do before with the regular collar. Then to get her to sit, we're going to lift it up a little bit, slowly. And that's going to naturally guide the dog into a sitting position. Same thing when I want to go forward, I'm going to pull up forward, and the dog is going to move. Now, any direction I want to go, I'll be able to apply a little bit of pressure that way. So if I want to go to the left, I pull to the left a little bit. And see how she's leaning to the left. If I want to bring her to the right closer to me, I will do it like this, and she's staying right there. Sit. Now I can reinforce all those things. Now she's responding really well already. I'm going to go ahead and switch her leash to the prong collar. And then I'm going to slowly start to walk her away. while applying a little bit of pressure here. So every time I'm walking her, I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit of pressure like this and let her know she's supposed to stay close to me. Now, this also builds a lot of engagement with the dog because the collar gets their attention and it helps me reinforce everything. So because I'm reinforcing everything, the dog would naturally want to pay more attention to me. So what I need to do here is give her guidance with the leash. Using this collar, it makes it so much easier. Look, I'm going to use only 2 fingers like this. And when I pull gently, it gets her attention. So if I'm walking and I want to stop, I can just do this and she immediately stops. If I want her to sit, I'm going to pull up gently, closer to the collar over here. And I'm going to work with her until she sits and then release the pressure and give a little reward. If I want to go that way, I can cross here in front of her and I can walk. My arms are going to be down and relaxed. As you can see, she's kind of looking more towards me, which happens because of the collar. The collar really gets her attention and it helps me reinforce everything. So because I'm constantly reinforcing everything, it builds more engagement with the dog, where they want to look at me to pay attention to what the next command is going to be, since the next command always comes from me, since I can reinforce everything. So she's hanging out there. She's not pulling at all. There's no tension on the leash. When I want to walk, I'm going to call her forward. Come. You can say heel, whatever command you want to use. Look how she's leaning towards me and looking this way. I'm going to turn here, and she turned beautifully right with me. Now we're going to move to the left, holding her back a little bit. Perfect. Sit. And again, when you give a command, say it 1 time, and you can reinforce it with the collar. Now they're also going to start getting much better once we start to work with them with the prong collar as well. This is what a normal walk would look like now. Arms down, loose leash. Heel. And she's watching my steps. She's not crossing in front of me. And if she does, I can stop her very easily by doing that little bit of pressure. Let's go ahead and put one on the other girl.
Yeah.
So how do you feel so far, the difference with the prong collar on?
I'm not getting dragged down the road, so that's a good start.
How do you think the dogs are feeling with the collar?
Yeah.
A lot better. Nice to walk, definitely.
They don't seem bothered by it like I thought they would be. David?
So do you think you're going to continue to use the prong collar, or how?
Yeah,
how you
no,
feeling?
I will actually, definitely.
It has changed your mind a little bit on
Yeah,
that?
yeah, because doesn't seem to actually like hurt her or bother her, and it gives me a lot more control, and I'm doing more damage with a normal collar than with this. So.
Okay. What else? You said you wanted to work on them on the recall.
Yeah.
She doesn't listen when she's by the beach.
No, so she will run off to
I can see she's getting a little anxious. She wants to get going.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and show you. I'm going to work with her myself, and
Okay.
you just pay attention to what I'm doing, because it's going to take a little bit to get her where she's completely reliable off leash. But I'm going to show you how to do it so you can continue to practice with her.
Okay.
With that long lead right there that you have on already. Okay. Let me take over. So the first thing, what I like to do is give the dog a little more space on the leash first. So let her go and explore. And we'll wait until she gets distracted. She has the prong collar on, and she's got the long lead. And I want to make sure that I'm not applying tension on the leash at all. Just let her go. Like she's free, almost like as if she's off leash. Because essentially you're trying to mimic like she is off leash, and that we can recall her, and she should come back whenever I call her. So whenever she's not intentionally already following me, I just want to go here and call her name. Brittany, come. Good. And then reward her. Good girl. Now, we're going to try to get her to be as distracted as possible. So
Okay.
we get closer to the water. We give her more space. Whenever we know that she typically wouldn't actually want to listen. Brittany, come. Okay, so right there. Come. So see how I did the 2 gentle tugs on the leash? That helps reinforce that she has to come every time you call her. So that's exactly what you're going to do when she's in a place where she normally or typically would not want to come to you. So let her go, let her explore. This could be whenever she has like a really strong scent on the ground that she picks up and she's distracted with that. It could be with her favorite distractions like the beach. Brittany, come. Come. Good girl. So right there you saw she did it again. I called her the first time. She didn't respond. So the little pup reinforced it. We're going to do this a few times and you see that she's going to start to respond at the first time I call her. So very quickly, you don't have to do that reinforcing at all. She will just listen 100% of the time. Okay, go. Good girl. I'm going to walk away from you guys a little bit. Good girl. Brittany, come. Yes, good. Good girl. And then make a big deal of it when she does listen. Brittany, come. Good girl. In this case, this is the main time that you want to, probably one of the only times that you want to make a big deal of her listening. Again, no tension on the leash. Make sure that she's walking freely. Brittany, come. Come. Yes, good. Come. Very good. Good girl. All right, so right now she's free. She sees the water. I know she likes the water. She's doing pretty good. I'm going to recall her a couple times. Once she's distracted, let her get distracted again. Brittany, come. Yes, good girl. That's a good girl. Yes. Sorry. Okay, so like with this barking, for example, she's just barking out of a habit. You can see it's just random bark up in the air, you know, because she hasn't been corrected for it. So what I like to do is go outside, and I'll show you what I do. We're gonna have to come here and intervene the bark every single time. I'm gonna grab her by the leash and do a correction and off, and I'll go back in. Now I'm gonna come in and see if she starts it again. Every time she starts, I have to go out and stop her because you're kind of breaking the cycle if you do that. If you don't do anything, she's gonna just keep barking and barking and barking and carry it on, and that's why she was barking so much. So she's already slowing down. But every time there's a new exciting thing happening, she's gonna start barking again. I have to go out, grab the leash, and redirect as quickly as possible using a very effective technique, which is basically restricting the dog. So when I grabbed her leash, I restricted her, and then from there she stopped. If you do it consistently, every time she even starts to bark, you stop her. Very soon she will not even do it again. Pretty good so far. Okay, let's pause.
I can't believe like they're actually outside together. That has never been able to happen. No.
Do they normally fight?
Yeah, the German Shepherd would attack my Dalmatian.
Oh yeah, these are definitely the babies. Look how the other one came back to defend them. Uh-oh. I'm gonna get attacked. So close and personal. Hello. So I know it's only been some hours of training, but how are you feeling so far?
Yeah, really good.
Good.
Really positive. Yeah.
How do you feel about the off-leash and the prong collar training?
I feel better than I did before. Like it definitely worked for the walking on the leash and not pulling.
Do you think you can reinforce the recall, the off-leash, because that's something that you have to practice a little
Yeah,
more?
definitely. I definitely saw that it made a difference, and we just need to keep up. We need to keep training as well.
What are the main things, what the main differences that you noticed
On the walk?
in general?
Well, the fact that they're all in here and they're not even like on leads or anything, and they're all calm,
yeah.
and nobody's attacking anybody, which is just to be in here and be able to have the dogs with me and they can lay like this, because that's never happened. We couldn't be in the same house. And the pulling, obviously, with Brie, like she will pull to have me over and she won't give up if she wants to go to the sea, or she wants to, if she gets so excited on her walks, like she won't stop. It doesn't matter how many times I pull her back or without a prong collar, she will literally pull to have me over on the floor. But with the prong collar, she literally, I only had to just tweak a few times and she stayed by my side.
So I have one last question. Do you guys think I should knock at more random people's doors and offer them training?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Definitely.
I think so.
I might do it.